Good night, President of the Bermuda Football Association, Mr. Mark Wade. Mr. Wade, earlier this weekend, a report came out of Suriname, and everyone would know that we are due to play Suriname on June 4th, which is Thursday. Suriname have gone on a complete, total lockdown beginning tomorrow to curb the recent outbreak of the coronavirus. What will be the major concerns and how are they being addressed by the Bermuda Football Association with the fact that we have a squad due to travel to Suriname and I believe leaving tomorrow or the next day?
Yeah, good night to you too. We've actually been in constant contact with Suriname and as well as FIFA and CONCACAF, just monitoring the status in Suriname and the status in Florida, just as a normal part of our protocols and our processes. And we were advised on Friday that the country would be going on a total lockdown. From our liaison down there, we have a friend of Bermuda who is working very closely with us and helping us with all of our logistics and a friendly voice on the ground, so to speak, and he's representing us very well. So we've obviously when the notice came out, we immediately reached out again to Suriname and also just as a matter of course raised up CONCACAF and FIFA. And we're confident in the protocols and the FIFA return to play guidance, which has governed all the World Cup qualifiers around the world. And this situation has played itself out in other countries, especially in Europe, where they still play matches. So the beauty of it is that we're going to have the team isolated in a hotel, and they'll be in a true bubble, and we're happy that they'll be safe. I mean, the major concern has always been us in transit. It's not been once we get to our location, it's always been what happens in transit and how do we manage ourselves in transit. So yeah, we're obviously aware but also confident. I will say that they're basically in the position we were in a couple of weeks ago, which is had an outbreak and had to take some measures to contain it, which they've done. One of the things that I think about is we're going to be going into a country that's no one's out in the street, which means that we're even less likely to come into contact with anybody, which is good. So yeah, we have our weekly meetings with the coaching staff. So we met on Friday and we were able to give them that information, and we had a good talk, and everybody's ready to go. Team's ready to fly out tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, let me ask, would there be any concern, or have we started looking at the possibility that countries start putting countries on a list of not allowing people from that country or traveling from that country back to their country? Mm-hmm. Have we been in touch with the USA, because we're due to play Cayman in the US immediately after this match, and what happens if US put Suriname on a kind of a what would you call no entry list?
Sure. Yeah, we raised that up, and at the moment it's all a go. Right, there's no issues. The US actually did have if you recall, they did have a 14-day quarantine. Mm-hmm. They've actually lifted that, and we don't anticipate them putting Suriname on a no-fly list at the moment. So again, we're comfortable and we're ready to react if that happens anyway.
Mm. So as you've indicated, the squad will depart Bermuda tomorrow.
Mhm.
off to Suriname. Any late additions, any injuries, anything else to report?
No, the squad is as it was released the other day. Everybody is good to go as of right now. So I expect to have for the team to depart tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um, we've done all the planning that we can do, and we're ready to go.
Now we need to get a good result against Suriname on Thursday, with the hope that they can beat Canada in their final leg game, and then obviously, hopefully, we can beat Cayman to give ourselves an opportunity to advance. But more importantly, right on the heels of that, we have the uh, Gold Cup qualifiers, and then hopefully on to the Gold Cup. So there's a lot of football in a short space of time for guys who, for some people who haven't played football since, prior to the last World Cup qualifiers, hadn't played since December.
Yeah,
How are they managing?
yeah. I mean, the teams look sharp in training. What will happen is that we'll get better as the games go by. So we should get better. Once we'll play Suriname, we'll get better during the match. I expect them to be better against Cayman and so on and so forth. It's the more matches you get under your belt, the better. So that as the more match time they get, the better the team will be. So like I said, they've looked pretty good in training. I've watched a couple inter-squad matches, and I expect them to do well. There's a lot of girls that play here, as the World Cup's concerned. So we know what has to happen. We have to do well against Suriname, and hopefully we get 3 points and we get some goals under our belt, and then we'll see what happens with Suriname versus Canada. But like I said, there's a lot of goals and a lot of math and calculations that will have to be done. Certainly, if we beat Suriname, and then we'll have to see what the result is against Suriname. Sorry, against Canada. We have to get another good result against Canada, and we'll see what happens with Suriname versus not Canada. Sorry, against Cayman Islands. We'll see what happens against Suriname versus Canada. They're actually playing in Chicago.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But now my final question, obviously, because you guys have been through this before, but as administrators, what did we learn the first time around that we've kind of addressed this time around to kind of minimize any of those challenges we had first time around?
Well, I mean, the first time around, we certainly do our best to limit the amount of travel in planes, transit. We do that as best we can. This time around it isn't so well. But the other thing is that we now have a COVID officer traveling with the team whose sole responsibility is to ensure that everyone is keeping to the protocols. Mask wearing, sanitizing, so on and so forth. So we have a single person who is responsible for all of that and liaison with the hotels and the airlines about their COVID protocols. That person will have all of the necessary sanitary wipes, etc., etc., etc. So that's an initiative that worked very well the last time we traveled to Florida for the matches against Aruba and Canada too. That's something we've put in place since then.
Okay. So just as we go back to the top of the show before we finish, you have been speaking with the Suriname FA, CONCACAF, and FIFA regarding the Suriname total lockdown, which actually comes into effect tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And you feel confident that the Bermuda men's national team will be safe and sound in Suriname for their match, their World Cup qualifying match on Thursday?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I think we're good to go. I think we have some good protocols in place. and I think it'll be fun.
Okay, get some rest.
I'll do my
Be a
best.
long 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye bye.